He wiped it away, looking down at Taehyung with something close to panic. "What have you done?" Jungkook whispered. Taehyung's hand instinctively touched his neck, feeling the lingering sting. He was dazed, his body thrumming with something he couldn't explain. What just happened?" Jungkook staggered back. His chest rose and fell with uneven breaths, his hands trembling. He had taken too much. He had let it go too far. And worse, he had felt something. Something beyond hunger. Something he couldn't afford to feel. His voice came out rough, desperate. "You need to stay away from me." Taehyung frowned. Jungkook. But Jungkook was already gone, disappearing into the night, leaving Taehyung standing there, heart pounding, blood still warm on his lips. And for the first time, Taehyung realized this wasn't just obsession. This was fate. The night air felt heavier. Taehyung stood there dazed, his fingers brushing against the tender bite on his neck. It didn't hurt the way he expected. Instead, warmth spread through his body, like an ember flickering beneath his skin. His heart was still racing. But it wasn't from fear. It was from him. Jungkook. The moment their blood had mingled, something shifted. A connection, an invisible thread tying them together. He could feel it, an awareness that hadn't existed before. It felt like Jungkook was still here, watching, waiting. But when Taehyung turned, the alley was empty. He exhaled, his breath shaky. "What are you doing to me?" The answer was simple. Jungkook had changed something, and Taehyung wasn't sure if he'd ever be the same again. Jungkook ran, not out of fear, but because he knew what he had just done. A vampire's bite wasn't just a wound. It was a mark, a claim, a bond. He had tasted Taehyung's blood, and now something inside him refused to let go. His instincts screamed at him to return, to find Taehyung, to take more. But it wasn't just hunger. It was him. Taehyung's heartbeat thrummed in his mind like a second pulse, his scent still lingering in his senses. Jungkook clenched his jaw, trying to block it out. This can't happen. He had spent centuries untouched by emotions, by mortal desires. But now one human, one foolish, infuriating human, had shattered all of that. He pressed a hand to his chest, breathing unevenly. He could still feel Taehyung. And he knew, no matter how far he ran, that connection wouldn't break. Taehyung couldn't sleep. He tossed and turned, his body still buzzing with an energy he didn't understand. His thoughts were tangled with images of Jungkook. The way his lips had felt against his skin, the sharp sting of his fangs, the way he had looked at him afterward, like he had made a mistake, like he had ruined something. Taehyung touched his neck, fingers ghosting over the bite. He should have been afraid. He should have been horrified. But all he felt was a strange, aching yearning.